It's been a pretty crazy few weeks for you. You go from UFC Columbus, that's canceled, April 18, that's canceled, and now May 9. Just tell me what the past few weeks have been like for you in these turbulent times.
Yes, as you said, it's turbulent times. It's been very, very tough, like to get pumped out and then drop it and go again. At some point it's really hard to find the motivation to keep going.
And during these times, obviously training, you've had to change and adjust. Tell me a little bit. I saw you doing a lot of good hard work with your coach Eric Miksic, but obviously not the most ideal circumstances, not being able to have sparring partners and all that. So, how difficult has it been to make those sort of adjustments and make sure you peak at the right times?
It's It has been very difficult and awkward. I never had a training camp like this. So we had to figure out everything and try to, not do overdo it and not do less. But at some point we had to go out there and then just find a way to spar because we couldn't like get uh, um, training camp without sparring. Then we've been sparring with Black Goy, and yeah, trying not enough, but trying to do whatever we can do to stay in there and be ready.
And of course, you guys. I mean, we don't know where the location is going to be. I'm assuming you don't either. Where do you think, if you were to make a guess, where your fight's going to be on May 9?
At this point, I don't want to overthink about it. I just want to let things flow, and see how it goes. I don't really want to torture myself with that question because it's been a lot.
Fair enough. And your fight with Jairzinho, I mean, he was mentioning in interviews that he thinks that it should be for the interim title. What are your thoughts, and do you agree with him?
Yes, I mean, regarding the situation, yes, this is what it should be. And I also, I mean, we and my manager, we we suggested that to the UFC, but the they don't sound to be interested about it. But if you look at the fact, like it's gonna be in August, it's gonna be 1 year since the last time the fight for the title in the heavyweight division, and so far we don't know when gonna be the next fight for the title in the heavyweight division. So at some point we have to move on. What's gonna be next? Let's say this fight happened in May 9. Then what next? I mean, what's up for the heavyweight division? They have to put something down.
And what are your thoughts on Fight Island? If it doesn't look like maybe May 9 won't be Fight Island, we don't know, maybe other events, but what's your thoughts in general? And would you be interested in competing on Fight Island?
Yes, I mean, Fight Island is the same thing like fighting everywhere. I don't see any different about it, and I don't see why I won't consider fighting there, since we are assigned for fight everywhere. Overseas and wherever the fight take us to go, as long as the condition is good, we feel safe. Yes, nothing wrong with that.
And before, because we don't know what the card placement is going to be because they changed things for the May 9 card. But before, you were saying that you didn't mind being on the prelims. You actually requested it so more people could watch you because a lot of people were surprised to see that. Do you know where your fight is going to be placed in this May 9 card?
No, I still don't know, but I think it's gonna be on pay-per-view because yes, we requested that, but at some point they asked us to go up to the pay-per-view, and yeah, we didn't have. Then we agreed.
So they were asking for that for the April 18 card before they moved to May 9, or now that it's on May 9?
Yeah, no, that was for April 18th, but for this one, I don't know yet. I don't have many information about it. The thing right now is like I don't want to overthink about him. I just want to let him go. He been too much thinking, too much, frustration. And at some point you just want to let things go and what happens happens.
I understand, and I can only imagine how tough it's
Mm.
been for you. Let's change gears a little bit. I saw you've been posting videos of that kid in Africa, and Dana White seems to have really like gone on board with the work you've been doing, even saying that maybe there should be a UFC PI in Africa. What was your thoughts on him saying something like that?
Well, I mean, that was great as he posted that and said that. Now, let's see what's happened. Let's see how it goes with that. It will be awesome. I mean, that's what we've been fighting for, to like the UFC to really put Africa on the map. To consider the fact that Africa is a part of UFC. African is a part of UFC too.
And which country do you think has the highest chance of hosting a UFC event in Africa?
To hosting a UFC event from now, I don't know when will be the event. I think it will be rather Nigeria or Cameroon. But
Now,
for now I would say Nigeria because Nigeria has two UFC champions.
you don't think maybe South Africa, just because they have EFC and they've held events before and stuff like that?
No, I don't think so. I think if they're about to go to Africa is to honor those fighters, and which is mainly like as I said, two champions from Nigeria, which is a lot for a roster of five from 7 fighters. Two champions is out from Nigeria.
I agree. That would definitely be the right place for them to start. I've asked you this question before, but do you still feel the same way about the DC and Stipe trilogy? I remember you telling me that you felt Stipe was going to get the job done again.
I don't know what do I feel about them anymore, since I don't even know if they're gonna fight. You know, as I said, it's gonna be 1 year soon, and we don't know anything about it. I mean, at some point, we just want to know what is going on in the division, but you know, it's kind of like a part of my frustration now. Like after this fight, let's say I go there, I beat this guy. Uh, what next? I'm gonna sit there wait for them, or what next? I mean, it's very blind. It's a very blind spot right now. The title in the heavyweight division, and I would like the UFC to put light and to bring some clarification about it.
And I'll leave you with one more question. Do you have a prediction of how your fight with Jairzinho goes down?
Yeah, this fight won last to the end, and my prediction is me knocking him out. I've heard him say he's gonna knock me out. This fight is gonna definitely end up by knockout, but not the way he thinks.
Another first round, or no round? Are you picking round?
I don't know. Whenever that comes, it will be the time.
And your coach Eric Nixick was saying that he's seen so much like diversification in your striking, like so many advancements. He's saying that you're not sitting on your punches like you were before. You're kicking so well, and that's part of your game that we haven't got a chance to see a lot of, just because you're finishing fights so quickly. What can we expect kind of from this new version of Francis on May 9?
What can we expect? A new version, the full MMA artist, striking, kick, takedown, ground and pound, everything that the sport has.
All right, Francois, I really appreciate you taking the time. We've spoken multiple times, and I know how frustrating this whole road has been. You've been doing the work in the octagon, and I know you're eager to get back in there. So really looking forward to your fight on May 9, and best of luck.
Thank you, Farah.